10 seconds.
Match week 22 and MLS Next Pro touches down in the Space City as Houston Dynamo hosts Real Monarchs from SaberCat Stadium in beautiful Houston, Texas. Welcome in, I'm Josh Toll. Real Monarchs snapped a 5-game winless streak with the win against Portland on the road. It was a come-from-behind win for Real Monarchs. The only thing missing for them this season is a clean sheet. They hope to get that tonight on the road. For the home side, Dynamo, they come into tonight's game winless in their last 3 games. Drew a heartbreaker in Minnesota with a 2-2 draw, allowed a goal in the 97th minute. They look to bounce back. A win for the home side. They would move up into a playoff position. Right now sitting 10th in the playoffs. Meanwhile, Real Monarchs in that 8th and final position, sitting 8th. Our starting 11 will begin with Marcelo Santos. He will have his club in a 5-4-1. 4 changes from the Minnesota game. Tomas Romero getting his first goal of the season. He'll be the lead striker. Eric Duenas down from the first team to help bolster the midfield of the second team. And getting his first start, Nico Ramos just signed on Thursday from Club Nacional de Football in Uruguay. He's going to be a big difference maker on that back line. Pedro Cruz once again getting the start, his 17th of the season. Pedro Cruz, 77 saves on the season, second best in Next Pro. Meanwhile, for Real Monarchs, Mark Lowry will have his club in a 4-2-3-1. 3 changes from the win against Portland. Down are some first-teamers. Jesus Barea getting his 9th start of the season. Tyler Wolf getting his 2nd start of the season. Last time he played with the second team back on May 28th against Timbers 2, scoring a brace in that game. Kobe Henry also down from the first team, getting the start at the right outside back position. Will Mackey will get the start between the sticks, his 5th start of the year. Our match officials, our head referee, Ivan De Cristofaro, our first assistant, Bill Bolson III, our second assistant, Joseph Jeffers, and our 4th official is Alvin Olivia. Second and final meeting of the season between these two teams. In the first meeting, it finished in a draw 1-1. A late PK goal by Jesus Barea leveled the match on the last kick of the game. Monarchs would ultimately go on to get the extra point in the shootout. Monarchs have never defeated Dynamo in MLS Next Pro. 5 losses and 1 draw all time between these two clubs. Dynamo tonight will be in the blue kits with the orange numbers. Meanwhile, Real Monarchs in the all-white kits. Real Monarchs on the season, 3 wins away from home. They also have 3 losses and 3 draws for Dynamo SaberCat Stadium. It is a stronghold. 5 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. They only have 1 win on the road this season, but here at SaberCat Stadium, it is a fortress. No Isaac Wakatuya today for Dynamo He is out serving a suspension after picking up 2 yellow cards in the game against Minnesota. He'll be sorely missed on the back line for Dynamo And we are underway from SaberCat Stadium in Houston, Texas. And this Western Conference showdown, a chance for both these teams to move up into a playoff position. For Real Monarchs, they can move higher up in the stands. Right now, currently sitting 8th. They can move all the way up to 5th with a win. Meanwhile, for Dynamo they can move up to 7th with the 3 points picked up possibly here this evening. And there is Nico Ramos getting his first touch. For Nico Ramos coming over from Club Nacional in Uruguay, where he really rose through the ranks of the academy, made his debut with the first team in January of 2024. 20 years old, has 9 appearances also for Uruguay's U20 youth national team. He's going to be a player that Marcelo Santos talked about. They were hoping they'd have him today. Great technical ability, a guy that can help us bring the ball out of the back. He has great quality in his size and experience. And another thing that they love him about is aggressiveness. And one of the big things about picking up, he had a very similar style of play in Uruguay that Dynamo Dos like to play with. Talking to Mark Lowry about this game as Mackey avoids the pressure right there. Eric Duenas at the high press, and that is what Dynamo Dos will like to do. They want to try to force those turnovers as far up the field. Mark Lowry speaking about Dynamo Dos. They're a dangerous, athletic team, good in transition. You need to be ready for that here this evening, but manage the elements of the game by dictating the pace. Can't take foot off the gas, but really can't burn out, especially with the humidity down here. Wants to possess the ball and have to force Dynamo Dos to defend. Coming off that Portland game, really wants to come out and establish that press and maintain the aggressiveness. Here's Kobe Henry making his 7th start with the second team this year. Calderon, he'll play the ball over. Calderon giving up the unfortunate handball last week against Portland, allowing the only goal for Timbers 2. Good bounce back though, as they would get the victory after trailing. That's snapping a 5-game winless streak, a chance for back-to-back wins. And we'll have our first corner of the game going to the visitors, Real Monarchs. Monarchs on the season, they've scored 31 times. They've allowed 32 goals. Dynamo Dos, meanwhile, they've scored 29 times. They've allowed 31 goals. Salas will come over to take this corner. 3 goals, 1 assist on the season. He's played the outside back position, also played center back more recently. Luca Moisa standing to Masalas' left. Moisa gives it Masalas. Back post ball, and this will float out of play.
You cannot. Can you hear me though? You can hear me, so stand by. Let me fix it. Yeah, let me fix it.
Good pressure right there from behind by Gio Villa. Gio Villa, he has 3rd start of the season, 17-year-old, 5'5", originally from Chicago, Illinois. Headed down by Henry, right to the captain, Griffin Dillon. Omar Polani is wearing the captain's armband as he stabs it away. Villa heads it forward, heads it straight out of play. Talking to Marcelo Santos about this Real Monarchs, a really good team, a well-coached group, clear on what they want to do, and really a team that enjoys having the ball, and a team that likes to take the risk. That is one of the things that they're going to have to manage, is the risk that Real Monarchs like to take, as well as dispossessing the ball, not allowing them to control possession of the game. Struggles right now for Dynamo Dos, winless in the last 3 games, but Marcelo Santos pointed some games where really they had their best performance of the season recently against North Texas, Colorado Rapids, even though they were a man down in that game. That was another solid game where he really felt his team had a good performance. The Austin game, another good one, but one of the key factors was creating opportunities and scoring chances, and they'll want to do that here tonight against Real Monarchs if they can put another good performance together. Henry trying to flip around, and this is going to be a handball as it hits off Noah Betancourt. Betancourt will head to Ohio State in the fall. Guilty of the handball, and we'll have a free kick coming for Real Monarchs. Losing a footing right there was Josh Bolma. Bolma actually the one wearing the captain's armband here this evening for Dynamo Dos. So Bolma for Dynamo Dos, Griffin Dillon for Real Monarchs. Gonzalez setting up with the left. Wolf with the right. Pedro Cruz directing his wall. Now Noah Betancourt comes over to join it. Three-person wall. It'll be Wolf with the right. Plays it on the ground. Nothing happening for Real Monarchs. Via going over the top, headed down. Wolf plays it inside. Marcus Zambrano, the striker up front for Real Monarchs. Getting his second start, got his first against Portland Timbers. He was just signed July 31st. Player that came up in the Philadelphia Union Academy, ultimately before going overseas to Benfica's U23 side. Last year with Mars B before coming back stateside. Marco Zambrano, player that can apply that high press, but also a player that has the ability to score. Wolf playing this cross, flick back. Barea will track it down for Real Monarchs. Barea trying to cut it outside as he's grabbed from the jersey. And this will be a set piece opportunity in a very dangerous position right now for Real Monarchs. Barea this season, 9 apps with the first team. Barea has 9 appearances with the first team. This is his 9th appearance with the second team, his 8th start. Good opportunity here for Real Monarchs to get on the score sheet first. Gonzalez plays it in with the left. And this goes through the back post and in for the opening goal. Set piece goal coming from Real Monarchs, and they strike in the 9th minute. Is the way you draw it up. If you're head coach Mark Lowry, and he talked about scoring more goals this season, X goals, and really one of the big factors, scoring on set pieces as they do it right here. And it looks like that is Marcos Zambrano getting his first goal in a Real Monarchs uniform in his 2nd game played. Wait for official word.
May I have your attention, please? Goal scored by Real Monarchs. The 9th minute, number 20, Marcos Zambrano.
And it is Marcos Zambrano with his first goal for the Real Monarchs. Signed on July 31st, and he is effective in his 2nd game with the visitors. Romero was on the attack, going at the end line. Romero coming off his first goal last week in the draw against Minnesota United. Good kick here, though, for Real Monarchs. Talking to Mark Lowry about this team scoring every game so far this year. Last season didn't score enough for one reason. They didn't make the playoffs. It was because of their inability to score. That has been the major focus this season, increasing our XG and our chances, scoring off set pieces like we just saw right there on the opening goal. By getting more players in the box, really trying to create that numerical advantage, having guys bought in and really feel like they can win any game, and they've shown that throughout the season. The only thing right now missing for Real Monarchs is a clean sheet. One of 2 teams in MLS NEXT Pro without a clean sheet on the year, the other one being Tacoma Defiance. Big booming diagonal ball to Villa. The 17-year-old surveys, plays it to the backside. Chance here, a shot, though, blasted up and over the crossbar. Correa wanted to keep that ball, but it was dropped off and then sent into the stands. see Moisa coming up, gets in the path. Both these two teams, they will press. Dynamo Dos, though, being the more aggressive of the two teams when it comes to pressing throughout the game. And a poor giveaway right there by Dynamo Dos. Dos able to get it back as it's sent away by Ramos. Dynamo Dos really trying to establish themselves in the opening 12 minutes of play, as we'll have a foul called against Real Monarchs. Here's Griffin Dillon, the captain. Salas with the assist on the opening goal. Second assist of the season for Masalas. This ball played all the way back to Mackey for Mackey's fifth start of the season. Has allowed 9 goals. Nearly misplayed that, but able to get back on top of the ball. Zambrano doing a great job applying the pressure. A throw coming. Betancourt will go all the way back. Gitao for Betancourt. Betancourt knocked off the ball by Griffin Dillon. Griffin Dillon is going to go into the books here with the first yellow card of the game. Good hip check right there by Griffin Dillon on Betancourt. No doubt about it.
Real number 81.
No chance here for Dynamo Dos on a set piece. Right now standing over the ball. Moisa there as he'll back away for Real Monarchs. Matteo Di Morelli also near the ball for Dynamo Dos. The service into the box. Punched away by Mackey. Sent back forward by Dynamo Dos. Mackey will once again try to spring a counter. Barrett defending, unable to get to the ball. Dillon comes over to Kobe Henry. 21-year-old, first season with Real Monarchs. Does have 3 appearances with the first team in Real Salt Lake. Calderon gives the ball away. Good job shielding away Moisa there by Duenas. One of those players down from the first team, has 8 appearances with Dynamo's first side, has an assist on the year. This ball looping forward, headed up in the air by Calderon. Good position right there for Real Monarchs to send that ball away in the 6-yard box. Cruz once again going to start between the sticks. Did not start last week. 77 saves on the season, second best in MLS NEXT Pro, trailing only Eldin Jakupovic of Crown Legacy. Of course, both those players competing in goalie wars, ultimately Pedro Cruz being the winner. Cruz had high hopes for him. Marcelo Santos earlier this season talking about he's a very brave player, reads the game well, but what he loves about him is the quick decisions that he makes and a player that he can lean on. He brought in to replace Xavier Valdez, who's now with Nashville SC, and Pedro Cruz has come up big this season for Dynamo Dos. Foul committed by Houston. Houston 5 wins at home on the season, just the 1 win on the road. A much different team away from SaberCat Stadium than they are at home. That's one of the things that Dynamo Dos' Marcelo Santos wants to fix with 8 games remaining. 5 of those, though, at home, so that does play a factor for Dynamo Dos. Daniel Barrett losing possession. Good challenge there by Tyler Wolf. Just 3 remaining road games for Dynamo Dos to try to change their fortune before the playoffs. Top 8 teams make the playoffs, but the top 4 teams are the one that host. So as of right now, if Dynamo Dos were to make it, they'd be on the road. Long throw here by Betancourt. Yeah, we'll send this away, and it'll go out of play, and it'll be a throw for Houston. Bulma shot. This one nearly got the frame, but it goes wide. Good looking strike right there by Juan Viveros. Nice start of the season for Viveros. How about this ball by Bulma? Somehow stabs it over to Viveros on the near post, and he would have had Mackey beat. Marcelo Santos talking about the press, try to win the ball up as high as possible on the field, really bait the teams to make risky passes, but have to be organized first and foremost. But really, they want to make that field smaller for the opposition. For these players, they need to bring effort, they need to know their roles. Get that ball, the ability to create chances. One of the best teams at creating chances on the season in MLS Next Pro. 4 games in total tonight. Mango City scoreless in their game against Chattanooga. Headed away behind the captain, Griffin Dillon. Boysa to the ball. Sent back by Ramos. Bulma playing it out wide. Gitao on the edge of the area. Gitao plays it in at the near post and easily stopped by Will Mackey. Gitao, he was a troublemaker in the game against Minnesota for Houston. Really set up both goals in that draw against Minnesota. Not afraid to go 1v1 and dribble at his opponents. A player that's playing with a lot of confidence this season for head coach Marcelo Santos. Talking about Gitao and talking about how he's a fantastic talent. Really saw it early in the preseason. Was able to get involved with the first team as well, just adding more confidence. He had a trial trip earlier to Germany this year. The trials with Hoffenheim and Eintracht Frankfurt. That also helped to build his confidence coming into this season. Didn't get a lot of games earlier, coming back from an ankle injury, but now really finding that groove and showing what he can do, and saw a little bit of it right there on that last shot attempt. But they love how he's a very creative player. Poor giveaway by Real Monarchs. That's what Marcelo Santos talked about, baiting and make those bad passes. Guilty of the foul, and Ramos is going to get his first booking here in MLS Next Pro. Signed on Thursday, and first yellow card here on Saturday.
May I have your attention, please?
Just from behind.
Yellow card caution has been issued by the referee. Houston Dynamo player number 5, Nicolas.
Yellow cards were worthy in this game so far for each side. Dylan on the other side with the yellow for Real Monarchs. And with a big booming diagonal ball, look at that accuracy. Bulma. Wolf with the back heel. Salas surveys. Will go to Calderon, his center back partner. One of the things Mike Lawler talked about, he needs to see more stability defensively from his club moving forward. One of the things that they're striving for is that first clean sheet of the season. Add that piece of the puzzle, they're going to be a very dangerous team moving forward here as the season closes out. Ramos will go all the way back to Cruz. Bulma using the width of the field, looking for Juan Viveros, the Colombian. Di Morelli for Betancourt. Barrett. Leaping ball goes over the intended target, and Eric Duenas. Wolf takes a deflection, comes right in the path of Omar Bolaños. Giveaway here by Dynamo. Dosen, good pass forward to Wolf. Wolf cuts it back. Now sent away as there's no foul. Dylan though with an opportunity. Dylan, shot blocked by Cruz, goes up and off the crossbar and over. Couple chances there for Real Monarchs. Monarchs much more dangerous of these two teams. Wolf with a great ball over here. Stumbled though in front, but ball right into the path of Griffin Dillon. And just a great kick save, and then it hits off the top of the crossbar. Jesus Perea wanted a foul, didn't get the call. He was the player that went down to the ground in the 6-yard box. But another corner opportunity here for Real Monarchs. Tyler Wolf needs to speed up the process. According to our head referee, Vonde Cristofaro. Inward swinging ball, near post, headed away with ease by Romero. Irish club right now doing exactly what they wanted to do, coming into the game, controlling possession, creating opportunities, and right now being strong defensively. Wolf going back out wide. Ball played in, sent away by Ramos. Calderon to Henry. Henry at the halfway line. Once again, playing the ball out to the left side, looking for Perea. Now the whistle here called. It'll be a free kick for Dynamo Dos. Honor was the other goal scorer. He's available on the bench here today for Dynamo Dos. He tripped up from behind. Duenas, the man, tripping via. Sandoval getting his first goal of the season. They come from behind win against Tempers 2 as we look back at the foul. Third trip with the right foot. Tommy Silva also scoring in the 82nd minute. Silva getting the start once again an outside back. Sandoval available off the bench here tonight for Real Monarchs. Henry, a little space to work with. Correa back to Henry, good combination play. Just poor back heel right there by Henry. Ideal was there, just did not finish his pass. Scorer earns his side, another corner. Boysa, Gonzalez, looping ball into the back post, grabbed with ease by Pedro Cruz as he looks to spring a counter. Just throwing the ball in space, allowed to get on his feet and run was Duenas. Duenas dispossessed on the ball by Tommy Silva. Bolma will keep that in play, but gives it right over to Henry. Correa is trying to create space. Boysa. Calderon. High press, trying to force the turnover. And they do a good job at that as Betancourt wins the ball back. Duenas plays it out wide. Riveros into the box. Stopped by Mackey. Good save there by Mackey. And just tapped it out to Henry. There was a blue shirt around there for Dynamo Dos. They have an easy tap in. Ball in there. You see that save by Mackey. Just a little bit ahead on that back post. If he could have stood his ground, he would have had an easy rebound, but of course attacking that back post, looking for a cross. Games remain on the season for Real Monarchs. 5 of those at home, 4 on the road. Boysa charging forward. Boysa pulls back, unable to split the defenders. DiMorelli cuts inside. Betancourt for Bolma. Bolma charging up to his right. Greñas, Riveros, offside flag is up. snapping a 5-game winless streak, but also completed a 3-game sweep of Timbers 2. One of the things that talked about, it's tough to win against Portland. Really thought his team had a good performance on both sides of the ball. Fantastic with their press, their defensive shape. Really happy with the results on the road against Portland. Game on the road here this evening for Real Monarchs. This will conclude a 3-game road trip. Next for Monarchs, they will host LAFC 2 next Sunday. Wolf via back to Wolf. Wolf in the channel to the edge of the area. Some poor touch right there by Tyler Wolf. Ball that he would like back. Plenty of time here. It's well under it, pops it out of play. They got a very hot start to begin the season. 5 wins in their first 7 games, but have struggled throughout. 1 point winless in 9 games this year. Right now, currently winless in their last 3 games, and the last win coming back July 13th in the Lone Star State matchup against North Texas. Winning that game 3-0, one of the better games of the season, according to Marcelo Santos. Wolf plays an early ball in. Goal coming back in the 9th minute. Marcos Zambrano with his first goal for Real Monarchs. Set piece from the leg of Ruben Massalas. Silva. From behind, called against Luka Moisa. Dynamo Dos want to play quick. Someone's right there to snuff out that play by Dynamo Dos. Beaumont doing a great job getting forward. Want to cut the ball back to Thomas Romero. That's a play right there by the center back for Real Monarchs. Go on the ground with quick passes to break the press of Dynamo Dos. A lot of times you see teams try to skip lines in order to break that press. Let's see it once again here. It's played all the way back to the keeper and Mackey. And they do try to break the lines here as this ball is played all the way forward. Silva. Plays it backwards, looking for Barea, but gives it right over to Di Morelli. The 16-year-old trying to avoid traffic. Nearly dispossessed the ball, but able to create a foul. For Dynamo Dos. today for Real Monarchs, they would be level on points with Austin FC, who currently sits 5th in the standings. Bulma, Calderon, will find Mackey. Right at Mackey. Salas, okay, pass midfield. Opportunity here by Berea, and that shot is blocked. Ramos getting that block via for Wolf. The shot, and that's easily grabbed out of the air by Cruz. Berea with a couple of looks. First one blocked by Ramos. That one snatched out of the air by Pedro Cruz. Itao, Bulma. Bulma being defended by the other captain, Dylan. Itao. All the way back to Pedro Cruz. To the sky. Backcourt. Bulma in the circle. Let's see a little bit more activity and productiveness here in the final third here before these last few minutes of the first half expire. Foul called here against Dynamo Dos. So Santos in his first season with Dynamo Dos, taking over for Kenny Bundy, who's now an assistant with first team. Every single season here in MLS NEXT Pro, you look back at that block by Ramos on Berea. Here's a nice ball by Wolf back to Berea. Pedro Cruz able to see that ball clearly into his hands. Berea down the line. How about this opportunity here for the visitors? Silva. Connect with Wolf as this is simply cleared away by Barrett. Just pulling that ball out of bounds, allowing his team to get back to defend. The spin through 3 defenders. Played it back. Luka Moyes tapped in with these. And no, they're going to say offside flag is up. Marcus Zambrano thought he had his second goal of the game. I don't even know if he needs to touch this right here. Via, nice ball back to Luka Moisa. And it was deflected right into the pathway of Zambrano. Yellow card handed out here. Official going on, but it looks like it's going to get Tomas Romero.
May I have your attention, please? Yellow card caution has been issued to the referee to Houston Dynamo player number 10, Tomas Romero, the 46.
Tomas Romero. That's the stands for this first 45 minutes. Our April Marie Aguilar sits down with Brett Utley, this weekend's edition of the Coach's Corner. Chance here for Dynamo Dose to level things up before the break. Find a way to be more productive, though, in the final third. Right now, going backwards. Opportunities so far here in the first half for the home side. It's had a shot on goal. Possession, shots. 6 shots in total for Real Monarchs, 4 of those on goal. Also taking every corner so far in the game, 3 of them so far. This ball played up the middle. Nothing building there for Real Monarchs. Another opportunity though here. Calderon. They'll try to overload things in the midfield. Buenas turns away. Pressure by Henry. And Henry commits the foul. Set-piece chance here for the captain, Bulma. Taylor DiMorelli over as well. We'll have to move the ball a little bit further back. Swooping ball in by DiMorelli, played in deep. Bencourt gets his head to it. Sent away by Griffin Dillon. Wolf cleared away from danger for the moment. Duenas. This ball sent out by Silva. Back is Bolaños.
Your attention, please. The fourth official silence.
Ball right into the hands of Will Mackey.
Into the first half. 2 minutes.
2 minutes of stoppage time added on here into the first half. Wolf. There's Barrett. Let's see if we play this out of play. Great job here defensively in the first half. Keeping Houston off the score sheet, have yet to allow a shot on target in the first 45 minutes of play. We'll see that trend continue into the second half as they still look for their first clean sheet of the year. Better job dispossessing the ball. Real Salt Lake, Real Monarchs, as there's the whistle to close out the first half. One goal coming from Mark Zambrano off a set piece. His first goal of the season. Our score at the half is Dynamo 0, Real Monarchs 1. Since we were in Austin for the All-Star festivities, our April Marie Aguilar got a chance to visit with Austin FC 2 head coach Brett Utley in this edition of Coach's Corner.
Welcome back to another episode of Coach's Corner. I'm April Marie Aguilar here with Austin FC 2's head coach, Brett Utley. Thanks so much for the time, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
You've been with this team from the very beginning. What's it like to just see Austin FC 2 grow?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, starting it from the beginning back in 2023. We've certainly had a lot of highs, a lot of learning experiences as well. Seeing players come through the pipeline has been really exciting, and also growing as a staff as well. We've had a lot of different coaches and different performance coaches and other staff throughout our time together, and it's just been a great environment.
What sparked your interest to join a new franchise in Austin?
Yeah, it was just an opportunity. I always had an urge to grow as a head coach. I've lived a lot of different experiences as an assistant coach in various roles at different clubs throughout my career thus far. And I just really wanted to take a step and try it as a head coach. And it's been a lot of fun, a lot of learning experiences. And I've just really enjoyed the experience thus far.
And I mean, in that inaugural season, you all won the MLS NEXT Pro Cup. What's a memory from that time that most resonates with you?
Yeah, I think, the whole season as a whole is my first year as a head coach at this level. Watching players come through, at that moment, Micah Burton was one of the younger guys coming through the academy that was playing with us, which was exciting to see him play. CJ Foudry we drafted and making his MLS debuts. Yeah, just the way the team came together throughout the course of the season. The playoff run was a lot of fun. We had 4 road games as well, which certainly wasn't easy, but yeah, the team just kept growing together as one, and it was really exciting.
And I can't even imagine, what were you thinking once you got your hands on that cup?
Yeah, it was just a lot of hard work. There was so much work going on behind the scenes with everybody from the staff that helped build the team, to the coaching staff, to the performance staff, to the medical staff, to the players. It was, seeing it all come together at the end, it was so rewarding.
And it takes a village. And while I was preparing for this conversation with you today, I was reading something about you, and it wasn't necessarily what you do on the field, but it's what you do off of it. And it's hosting these events for your players and the entire staff. What types of events are you hosting?
Yeah, we've done a few this year. We went to Butler Pitch and Putt down in Austin, which is a lot of fun. I would say a lot of the players are better soccer players than golfers. But yeah, just events like that. We've had barbecues together. We've gone to pitch and putt. In the past, we've done bowling events. Just a variety of different things just to get the guys together and sharing some time together away from the field and understanding who they are as people, away from just being a soccer player. And I think that's really important. Guys come into our space with all different backgrounds from different cultures, and the more we can get to know each other at a deeper level, I think that is certainly beneficial for us on the field as well.
That was going to lead me to my next question, how valuable is that, quality time with them in order to help them find success on the field?
Yeah, it is, because you just see a different side to the human being rather than just what you're wearing, in your Austin FC clothes every single day. And then you can just see different sides, with guys if they're running the barbecue grill and seeing how they're doing there, and just different conversations that you can have as people is something that I certainly value, and it's certainly helpful for these young guys.
And even as you nurture those relationships, do you feel like that just also helps you in your coaching style because you know how to approach certain players in certain ways? Yeah,
totally. I mean, the second team space ultimately is a bridge between, the academy and the first team. So it's a blend of 3 environments. So we want to try to create a team culture, a collective. In order to do that, you have to know the human being in front of you and how you have to help, let's say, an 18-year-old coming from the U18s to stepping in our environment for the first time, or a first-team player coming down to play with us is going to be slightly different. And if you know the individual, it's going to be much easier to have those conversations.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for the time. We'll be rooting for you this season. And thank you so much for you all for tuning into this episode of Coach's Corner. Be sure to tune in next time to see who I'll be speaking to next. We'll catch you guys next time. Adios.
This summer, the center of the soccer world is right here. The world's best, the world's game, all in your backyard. 4 major moments. One summer like no other. Learn more at MLSsoccer.com/summer.
The youngest MLS debutant, Kevin Sullivan. Luna. Yes! That is a banger! Absolute scorcher! Spectacular save from Dane St. Clair.
Welcome back. The best stories out of MLS Next Pro are players achieving their dreams to move up to the MLS. Let's hear one of those stories with a visit from Seattle's Georgie Manango.
Manango, numbers for Seattle, looking to put this one to bed. Manango! This one's in bed, and Georgie Manango puts it there.
Manango again running at Yaboa, again stepping over, byline, Manango!
Georgie Manango is as unpredictable as any player I've seen play for Seattle in MLS history.
Come from a Christian family, you know. My mom raised me with love and a lot of smile, and like she gave me like all like good education, like always happy, whatever is coming, you know. So like I feel like I can play without joy, you know. As soon as I play like with no joy, I'm not happy. And I'm trying to, you know, to enjoy what I'm doing and like always be like normal, natural, you know. So that's me, you know, smile, you know, that's the thing.
For a long time, nobody in Seattle knew the name Georgie Manango. But in a small village near the western edge of Ivory Coast, the game was already shaping him.
There was no rule, there was no restriction. We play like 9v1, you know, you have the ball and you have to, like 9 defenders against you, and then you have to dribble all of them to go score, you know. That's how I grew up.
He played in the street, sometimes with a ball made of plastic bags. There were no coaches, no tactics, just a game, and a joy that never left him.
It was fun. We played like on the street, you know, the ball wasn't like a real ball. It was a very good time, you know. I enjoyed those times. And every time I go back home, I have to play against my friend, yeah.
When he came to the US, he still had a lot to learn. He studied tape, asked questions, learned where to be and why.
Before training, I went in their office because I didn't really know like about the positioning, the tactical stuff, you know, but they helped me every time. They helped me grow. Like I saw like how I improve a lot, you know, and my level like goes to the next level, you know, because they've been there since the first day. They saw the potential in me, and they decided to help me. They really did the job, you know. So I really appreciate that, and like that's why I'm in the MLS level now, yeah.
Early in 2023, he was close to signing with the Sounders' first team. Then, without warning, his life changed drastically.
Like I did a great preseason, even score. Like I was so good in preseason, and we came back, you know, training, and then stuff like that happened. You know, it was like all my world like goes down. Like I didn't really know, like, was like, bro, what's really going on? I'm about to live my dream, and then like this stuff happened, you know. But like, you know, I'm a son of God. Whatever happened, you know, is God will decide, you know. And I decided to fight and not let this thing affect me, you know. The doctor was saying like, no, maybe it's not possible that you might play one day, but I was like, no, I'm gonna fight through. I'm gonna play even if I have one eye. I'm gonna be the best. Everybody's gonna say, oh, this kid has one eye, but he's even better than those who has two eyes. And that's my mindset now, you know. No matter where I go, no matter how defender is good, or like I'm gonna go through and then I'm gonna play. I'm gonna be the best winger in this league. And that's my mindset. That's how I get to the first team.
Then, another blow. His father passed away.
My family didn't want me like to be, they know that this thing affects me, you know, and they didn't want me to go back to my country and then like I'll be so much affected that when I came back, you know, my game will not be the same, you know. And that moment I just signed with the first team, so that was the moment to help the team. So I talked to my mom. She was like, Georgie, I know you want to come, but for me, I think like the good thing for you to do is to stay and help your team, you know. And I know your dad would tell me, if he was there, he would say the same thing, you know, because my dad like would never want me to leave training or something like that to just go do other thing, you know, because he's been helping me a lot since I used to be a kid to just keep training and stuff like that, you know. So like I listened to my family and then I decided to stay and then play for my dad. And then after at the end of the year, I went back to see everything. And yeah, that wasn't easy, you know, playing with knowing that your dad passed away and you can't even go over there, like just seeing for last one time, you know, it's very tough. But I decided to play for the team because I love the team, and yeah, that's the more important thing. I have a lot of people here supporting me, so that was huge.
Right towards the spot, that one's side goal, and touched in by Manango.
Ball come on me, I just put it in, you know. And in that moment, I was thinking about my dad, you know, because my dad passed away the day before. So the coach even asked me, Georgie, are you sure like you can play? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play. So, you know, scoring that goal, and then like I was crying even at the end, you know, everybody come to support me, but that was a good moment for me. And I even, you know, put my hand on sky, you know, to say, yeah, Dad, I know you over there, but, you know, like I'm playing for you now. And that was a good moment, you know, and thanks God for everything, you know, and that was one of the best moments of my life, yeah.
He's proven he belongs. Now, he wants more.
I'm always fighting, but my goal is like, you know, to be the best in my position, try to score goal, assist, and try to help the team win trophy, you know. We never know like how it's gonna end, you know, but everybody's dream is to play like, you know, maybe one day in Europe, Champions League, something like that, you know. Never know, that's my dream too, you know, but now I want to help the team, you know, the same way the team helped me too.
He's not just here for himself. His journey is a message.
Whatever you want in your life, go find it, go get it. Because if you don't do it, maybe in the future, one day you're gonna regret it, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, maybe I could, maybe no. In my mind, there is no maybe. Either I find a way to do that, or either like I create myself a way to do that. So that's my mindset.
Action.
.45 minutes down at SaberCat Stadium in Houston, Texas. Visitors up 1-0. Our lone goal, it came early in this first half between these two sides off a set piece. Masala is playing the ball in. It's Zambrano getting his head to the ball for Real Monarchs. His first goal of his MLS Next Pro career. Just his second game being played. Got the start last week against Portland, just signed on July 31st. Here's a good chance by Viveros, but since his shot attempt wide, one other opportunity here by Dynamo Dos. That ball blocked away by Mackey on the cross to the back post. Real Monarchs, the more dangerous of the two teams here. Barea gets a shot up on Ramos. The newbie for Dynamo Dos with the block here. Wolf playing back to Barea. Barea with the shot, but right in the hands of Pedro Cruz. Villa here at the end of the first half. Good look, playing the ball across. Cuts it to Moisa. Saved by Pedro Cruz, but offside flag up against Real Monarchs. As we do take a look here at the stats from the first half, 6 shots in total for Real Monarchs, 4 of those on goal. Corners favoring Real Monarchs as well in that first half. Real Monarchs dominating the possession in the first 45 minutes of play. As we take a look at the upcoming schedule, right back at it tomorrow. Huntsville City hosting Carolina Core, the top team in the Western Conference. St. Louis City 2 taking on Colorado Rapids 2. That'll be a good top matchup in the Western Conference. New England Revolution 2 hosting Crew 2. Tacoma Defiance will close out the night against LAFC 2. And then Monday, how about the top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference, 1 and 2, going at level on points. New York Red Bulls hosting Philadelphia Union. FC Cincinnati will take on Crown Legacy. And then right at it again on Thursday with Inter Miami hosting Huntsville City. Strong start to the first 45 for Real Monarchs. For Dynamo Dos, they need to find a way to control possession and be better in their press. They like to create havoc with their press. But right now, Real Monarchs doing a great job breaking that press a lot of times just with quick decision-making and quick one-touch passes to break the lines. Marco Zambrano with the lone goal in this game coming in the 9th minute, just signed July 31st. Originally came up with Philadelphia Union Academy. Played for Benfica's U23 side. Also was with the Mars B before making his way back stateside. 32 goals now in total on the season for the Real Monarchs. Looks like we're going to have a sub to begin the second half. Griffin Dillon is going to come off, and Omar Marquez will come on for Real Monarchs. That is the lone sub so far in this game as the captain's night is over for Real Monarchs. Marquez, this will be his 15th appearance on the season. Does have 2 goals on the year to go with 2 assists. He'll slot in that midfield next to Moisa. See him also push up a little bit more. Brandon playing the pivot position, but can play more of an 8 in the box-to-box role. Diagonal ball to start, but back is Viveros, but unable to head it forward as it comes right to Silva. Silva with the goal in the win against Portland. This is his first goal of the season. Didn't make his debut last season with the first team. Another youngster with high expectations. Villa will have a foul called behind. We'll have a free kick here to start off the second half. Final game of a 3-game road trip here tonight for Real Monarchs. Possible chance to get their 4th win on the season away from Zion Bank Stadium. They've never defeated Dynamo Dos here in MLS Next Pro. 5 losses and 1 draw in total. Great piece there on Georgie Manango. Former second-team player. Now first-team player with Seattle Sounders. Of course, the Real Monarchs, you look at Diego Luna right now leading the first team with 8 goals. He's a former MLS Next Pro player. Dynamo Dos, a lot of players on the first team. Last year's leading scorer, Gabe Segal, with the first team. He does have 2 goals on the season for the first time. Last year, he led the way with 10 goals for the second team. Of course, Jack McGlenn came up with Philadelphia Union before making his way to Dynamo. Daniel Adesu, another player for Dynamo that's seen time with the first team. See the pathway and how it can help elevate these players, give them the time here to develop and then continue their career on the highest stage. Yeah, foul on the play. He was very active on the ball in the first half. He's had 9 appearances with the first team. 23-year-old Des Spain. Here you see the foul that was committed by Dynamo Dos. Gonzalez will play it quickly, and we'll redo this. Cristofaro was not looking back, did not give the go-ahead. Goal coming off a set piece in the first half from the left foot of Massalas. Massalas has 2 assists on the year, and will have a yellow card handed out to the bench as well. Massalas. Moisa able to track the ball down. The youngster plays the ball across. A chance here. How about that off the volley from Tyler Wolf? And Real Monarchs take a 2-0 lead in the 49th minute. First goal for Tyler Wolf since he last played back on May 28th when he scored a brace against Timbers 2. 9 appearances with the first team. How about this ball across? Moisa with precision pass. Right to Wolf. Gets right behind it. One hops right past the goalkeeper and Cruz.
Your attention, please. Goal scored number 16. Real Monarch.
3rd goal of the season for Tyler Wolf. This is just his 2nd appearance this year with his 2nd team. Goals in both games he's playing. Will have a yellow card handed out here to Moisa.
Yellow card caution has been issued. 50. Number 34, Real Monarch.
So Luca Moisa now into the books. I don't know how much that might have been more on Massalas than Moisa, but either way, Moisa gets dinged with a yellow. It looks like they're going to change it to Massalas. Good job by the referees coming together. Bulma. So unfortunately, will go to Moisa. Viveros. Viveros cuts it inside, wanted to get on the return, but he was held up. Viveros once again in the channel, unable to get the ball by Silva. Tony Silva right now winning the battle against Viveros. This game snapped a 5-game winless streak after they got the 2-1 win over Timbers 2. Chance for back-to-back wins for Real Monarchs. First time this season they've done that.
Yellow card for number 77, Robert Messias from Real Monarch.
Di Morelli for Viveros, over to defend is Silva. Nice ball by Viveros, now looking to get on return. A tug of the jersey by Silva, and that will draw the whistle.
Once again, correction, yellow
And Silva handed a yellow. Viveros looking for that combination play. 1-2 combo. You can see the clear grab with the right hand of the jersey by Silva. He sent up a left-footed ball. He's a red card early and is handed out to the Real Monarchs bench. The service into the area. Dynamo does have yet to take a corner of the game as we have 2 balls on the field. Setting up a long throw. He's looking for Betancourt. Viveros. Boysa plays it forward. Correa. Correa being hounded by Omar Bolaños. Marquez, and right now our lone substitute of the game. He came in for Griffin Dillon to begin this second half. 10 minutes away from where we typically see teams make that first change. This ball played all the way forward as Cruz will bring it down. Good calmness right there by Cruz. Wolf is a man putting the pressure on. Wolf with the second goal of the game here for Real Monarchs. That goal coming in the 49th minute. First corner of the game for Dynamo Dos, a much needed corner. See what they have drawn up here, if they go short or if this is played into the box. Di Morelli will set up an inward swinging ball. The delivery into the box, punched down by Mackey, sent away by Villa, and it'll be thrown out for Houston. Coming by Viveros, plays it into the area, knotted down. Betancourt, Viveros loops it in and grabbed out of the air by Mackey. Mackey launches it down the field. How about that throw? Wolf had Borea ahead, but had to slow up. Zambrano looking to give it to Borea. He just stumbles over his feet. This chance there from Real Monarchs. Nice ball over here by Zambrano. Would have been offside. Zambrano well ahead of the pack. Possession. Here's Marquez. Good ball out to Wolf. Wolf cuts it across, and Zambrano taps it in for his second goal of the game. Zambrano with a brace tonight for Real Monarchs. Pulled up at the end, grabbing his hamstring. Omar Marquez with a great ball out wide to Wolf, and Zambrano an easy tap in. So in his second game with the Real Monarchs, he has 2 goals. Tyler Wolf now a goal and an assist in tonight's match. Clear and control all night have been Real Monarchs. And they're about to make another substitution. Owen Anderson about to come onto the field. And Tyler Wolf, his night is over with a goal and an assist. This is his second appearance with the second team on the year. His first one coming back May 28th when he had that brace against Timbers 2. Adds to his goal total tonight and also adds an assist. Now Owen Anderson onto the field, so 2 subs in total for Owen Anderson. This will be his 19th appearance of the year. The 18-year-old out of San Rafael, California, does have 1 goal and 1 assist on the year. Last year he played in 16 games, scoring 5 goals. He's been with Real Monarchs since 2023. Good mixture here with Real Monarchs with some old faces as well as some new faces like Marco Zambrano. Barrett out wide. This ball chopped down by Villa. Another counter coming here for the visitors. An offside flag is up. Owen Anderson getting his first touch, couldn't time his run. Dynamo Dos have yet to find an answer to crack the back line of Real Monarchs. One thing missing this year for Real Monarchs, that first clean sheet. One of 2 teams without a clean sheet on the year, the other one being Tacoma Defiance. That was one of the things that Mark Lowry talked about. If they can get that clean sheet, better performing defensively, that can really change this team's path going forward as they make a run for the playoffs. So this is played up to Berea. This ball won by Omar Marquez. No praise for Marquez as well as Moisa by Mark Lowry. More on that in a minute as that ball was intended for Moisa. Moisa really 7 skills that's really improved over the last 6 months as this ball is played to the back post. Zambrano unable to get a clean touch on it. A large reason for the 17-year-old, just his huge maturation in terms of personality, really coming out of his shell. Always been a good player, needed time to grow as a human, but really a very likable kid with great personality, really growing into his own. A lot more confidence this season, but a lot of that because of the growth that he had actually off the field rather than on. Another player that he's talked about that's matured over the course of the year. Another 17-year-old. Again, Omar Marquez. One of the big adjustments for Marquez. Normally an attacker, now moving back to a 6th spot in that pivot role. But really, they feel like that's going to be his future moving forward. Saw as another player he had high praise for, adjusting from college to the professional game. Of course, the professional game, 10 months rather than the 3 or 4 months they have in college. That takes a lot of times to adjust physically and just the demand that you put on not just your body but your mind as well. But he's much stronger now and fitter than he was at the beginning of the season. Salas with an assist in today's game on the opening goal by Zambrano. Zambrano with a brace, his first career brace. First career goal coming in the 9th minute, just his 2nd game here for Real Monarchs. Calderon now wearing the armband. Started with Griffin Dillon, but he got subbed off to start the second half. Berea dispossessed of the ball. Bulma in the channel, turns aside. Viveros. The ball goes over the touchline. It'll be a throw here for Real Monarchs.
Your attention, please.
The CB right now. Late game-winning goal, playing with 10 men as they lead 2-1 against Chattanooga. As we'll have a pair of subs come on.
Coming into the field, number 9.
Coming on will be Gavin Wolf.
Field, number 37, Omar Bolaños, coming into the field.
Also
number
coming
20,
on will be Stephen Honor. Wolf and Honor brought on as Di Morelli heads off, as well as Omar Bolaños. Trying to bring a little bit of life to the front line of Dynamo Dos. Opportunity now here on a set piece for Dynamo Dos. They need to take advantage of this chance. The service from Bolma. Right at Mackey, who claims the ball and rolls out another one, trying to spring a counter. Correa has Zambrano to his right, Moisa to his left, goes to Zambrano. Zambrano, high lofted ball, and on top of the webbing. Mark Lowry about this game. Defensively can't be giving up costly errors and make mistakes. Need to be defensively strong. Think about how in the game against Portland they were more sound structurally. A large reason why they won the game was that and their press. Showing both those things here tonight. They're strong structurally, good press at different times. But really searching for that defensive consistency throughout going forward to the remainder of the season. And Zambrano once again on the ground. And his last goal, he pulled up, didn't even celebrate, just went to the ground to stretch. For Zambrano, this is looking like his night might be over. Chance here for both sides to get a quick water break. Real Monarchs, if the scoreline is to hold, they would move up and be level on points with Austin FC, who are currently in 5th in the standings. It all comes down to the head-to-head. How that could take place going forward. As of right now, the official scoreboard says that Real Monarchs will be 6th in the standings. Top 8 teams in both conferences make the playoffs. The top 4 teams will host a first-round playoff game. Mark Lowry's club, a team that did not make the playoffs last year. Zambrano able to walk off the field under his own power. Brian Sandoval is going to replace him. Here's the first goal. Massalas with a beautiful ball in, and how about the header right there by Marco Zambrano for the opening goal of the game.
In the field, number 20, Marco Zambrano coming into the field, number 87, Brian Sandoval.
Zambrano would not be done. Springing forward is Marquez, playing a nice ball out to Wolf. Wolf cuts it across and an easy tap in by Zambrano. And there you can see him pull up, grabbing his right hamstring as he just went down again, grabbing that same hamstring. So now he is out for the evening. And Brian Sandoval onto the field. Brian Sandoval getting his first goal last week in the win against Timbers 2, as we'll have a foul called here against the Real Monarchs. Timbers 2 game. Confidence being built by Sandoval as well as Silva. Really just a different person. Brian had a difficult time adjusting at the beginning of the season, but really now feeling much more comfortable after coming over from Columbia. A lot of times you forget about that. Some of these players come over the first time away from home, learning a new language in many cases. Sometimes it takes time to adapt. You can even say that for the college kids, adapting to the physicality of MLS Next Pro and the length of the season. Of course, you have the young teenagers that we spoke about, like Luka Moisa. He's adjusting just as a teenager at the age of 17. This goes around on all MLS Next Pro teams. Yes, of course, you have the independents. And how about that? Orlando City B giving up a late goal as they are all tied up now, 2-2 in the 98th minute. There's a last final spot, so important for that playoff positioning. Both sides, Eastern and Western Conference. It's a tight race. St. Louis City right now dominating, though, the Western Conference in the top spot. Eastern Conference, it's Philadelphia and New York Red Bulls. Those two will play on Monday. 4 more games tomorrow as well. Here at MLS Next Pro, it'll kick off with Huntsville City hosting Carolina Core at 7 p.m. St. Louis City 2 will take on Rapids 2. That will be a battle of the Western Conference standings powerhouses. Silva, Moisa, unable to get it by Boma. Betancourt for Boma. Boma cuts to his left. Ball pushed away by Moisa, played in the back post, headed up, but right at Mackey. Monarchs was saying there should have been an offside flag up. Either way, Mackey making the stop. A little life here coming late for Dynamo Dos. Good ball here across by Duenas. Seen that all the way through was Mackey. Mackey doing a great job showing off the agility, going side to side. Conor will play it all the way back. Ramos in his first appearance after signing on Thursday. Signed from Club National de Football in Uruguay. Sometime with Uruguay's U20 side, 9 appearances. A player that they have high hopes for through the remainder of the season as Viveros plays this cross. Betancourt. Viveros. Boma to Betancourt. Breñas. Honor. Boma, a little space. Boma trying to get by Moisa as he shoulders him away. This ball played the length of the field. Moisa doing a good job not backing down there from Boma. Good shoulder to shoulder. Chance here tonight for Real Monarchs to get their first ever win against Dynamo Dos, their first clean sheet of the season, and their first back-to-back wins of the year. Up next for Real Monarchs, next Sunday they will host LAFC 2. That game will kick at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Meanwhile, for Dynamo Dos, they will be on the road taking on Sporting Kansas City 2 next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. 8 games remain for Dynamo Dos. 5 of those at home, 3 on the road where they've struggled. Just 1 road win on the year, so they'll get an opportunity to change that next week against Sporting Kansas City 2. Meanwhile, for Real Monarchs, they have 9 games remaining, 5 of them at home, 4 on the road. That concludes the final game of a 3-game road trip for Real Monarchs. weaknesses tonight for Real Monarchs, their ability to break the high press of Dynamo Dos. That time Honor just losing his footing. Seen it within breaking lines with his balls over the top, as well as quick passes as Sandoval gets to the ball. Good hard challenge, and a clean one by Barrett.
Substitution Houston, Dynamo Dos in the 74th minute.
And now we'll have a sub for Dynamo Dos.
Coming into the field,
Raji Ramani will make his second appearance of the season. His last time he played back March 23rd against North Texas, where he came on as a sub. It's the second game of the year for the 17-year-old. Good chance to get some solid minutes under his belt here to close out the game. With his first touch. Betancourt. That's going to make his way to Ohio State in the fall, but talking with Marcelo Santos about him throughout the season, really comfortable in different roles. His Cruz just slides us out to Ramos. Really has a good engine, covers a lot of ground, is an unselfish player. It's good in the air, as well as Betancourt plays it up the touchline. Sometimes you see players get their start here in MLS Next Pro before they go off to the college game. This is tapped out. Let's see its last touch by, and they're going to say this is going to be a corner for Dynamo Dos. So many different avenues ultimately get to MLS. As there you can see it hit off Massalis. Clear corner for Dynamo Dos. Calderon, the player, down for Real Monarchs. Calderon right now just showing a cramp. That's all it is as well. Zambrano also already left the game. He was holding his hamstring earlier. Looks like we're going to have another Dynamo Dos substitution come on. It'll be Omar Flores making his way onto the pitch here in a moment. Just under 15 minutes remains in this matchup between Dynamo Dos and Real Monarchs from SaberCat Stadium in Houston, Texas. Each team pulling it down right now as the home side struggling to get on the scoreboard. Now they will allow the sub, so Betancourt will come off the field, and on will come Omar Flores.
Coming into the field, number 38, Omar Flores.
Swooping ball in. Flores getting his first touch. Sandoval has Barea to his left. Chips it over for Barea. How about that ball? Just needed a little bit more pace on that chip, but it was the right idea by Sandoval. Dueñas on the return pass. Defending him is Marquez. Marquez doing a good job forcing Dueñas to go backwards. Bulma, the captain. Tiny ball, but no one behind. Now coming up late is Dueñas, and going down to the ground is Marquez. Dueñas with a little room on the end line. Moisa there to cut out the pass intended for Guitao. A few different times, just be at the right spot at the right time. Good positional awareness from the 17-year-old. Honor, how about that move? Honor punched away by Maggie and punches right to himself. Honor was able to get by Massalis. Great space. This ball is about 3 feet to the left. Maybe a chance for Dynamo Dos. A couple different runners making their way. Tomas Romero was the player nearest to the ball. Silva. Back is Honor. Calderon slowing the game down. Moisa. Massalis. Anderson plays it out wide. Correa. Hey, he's been good on the ball here this evening for Real Monarchs, as we'll have another substitution.
80th minute, leaving the field number 41, Quantio Video. Coming into the
So
field
now
number
Liam
52,
O'Cara will
Max
come on for
Jones.
Luca Moisa.
Also leaving the field number 34, Luca Moisa. Coming into the field number 76, Liam O'Cara.
Maximus Jennings also onto the field. And Jennings will replace Giovia. Mark Lowry and company trying to close this game out with a win on the road and that first clean sheet. Defensive substitutes coming in right now for the visitors. It's hard to believe with how well they've played this season, scoring in every single game that they have yet to have a clean sheet. They've been in a majority of their games too. It's not like they've been blown out. Couple blemishes on there as well, but that'll happen throughout the year to all teams. Boma, 2 defenders on him as he goes to the ground. Looks like they'll be winless in their last 4 games unless they can score 3 late goals. So 2 late goals in the Orlando City-Chattanooga game. Anderson playing it out. Jennings trying to track the ball down, unable to get it back. Flores plays it up. Mackey will collect the ball for Real Monarchs. Monarchs today doing another great job, just having the numerical superiority in the middle of the field. Having numbers up. Making it difficult for Dynamo Dos to defend. One reason is their ability to break the press tonight of Dynamo Dos. Silva charging up, Ramos back. Cruz over to Ramos. Cruz just so comfortable there under pressure, knew exactly where he wanted to go with the ball. Keeper that can play the ball with his feet. Sandoval with the back heel. Correa back for Sandoval, and he puts it away and puts the game away for Real Monarchs. 2nd straight week with a goal for Brian Sandoval. talking to Mark Lowry, he talked about how sometimes all it takes is that one. It builds your confidence, and things are just absolutely rolling tonight for Real Monarchs. How about this play here from Real Monarchs? Sandoval right back to the man that just passed him, Barea. Just smooth. Rolls the ball right into the path of Sandoval. Nothing Cruz could do to stop that ball. Sandoval with his second goal. It took a while for him to get his first goal last week, coming in the win against Timbers 2.
Number 87, Brian Sandoval.
Sandoval's first season with Real Monarchs. He was on out Cali, Colombia. Four goals tonight. Matches the most on the season for Real Monarchs. The other time they did that back in May against Timbers 2 when they won 4-1. The thing they're hoping to be different about that game is the scoreline. They hope it to be 4-0. 3 points on the road as they'll move up to 6 in the standings, and it's a tight race right now in the Western Conference. Into the success of St. Louis City 2, who's controlling the Western Conference standings right now with 46 points, the clear runaway favorite to win the Western Conference. Ventura County, the next team in second right now, just sitting with 35 points. Rapid 2 right behind them, level on points with Ventura County with 35. Of course, Rapids 2 and St. Louis City 2. Those two teams meet tomorrow at 7 p.m., so a battle between first and third in the Western Conference standings. The Town right now sitting fourth with 34 points. They will also play today as they take on Vancouver. Ventura County hosting Timbers 2, the late game tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. The Town Whitecaps game right now 1-1. Final meeting of the season between these two sides. There always is the possibility of a playoff matchup. Top 8 teams make the playoffs right now. Dynamo Dos sitting 10th. So as of right now, Dynamo Dos 3 points out of that 8th and final position right now that's currently occupied by Minnesota United. Dynamo Dos, they do want to spoil the fun though of Real Monarchs trying to get a late goal. Ball back post, intended for Viveros. Seven points separates 4th from 10th in the standings. Really make it 8 points from 2nd to 10th. So the games left for Dynamo Dos. Plenty of opportunity to move up in the standings. And it starts next week. They need to find a win on the road against Sporting Kansas City. Just one lone road win of the season for Dynamo Dos. But Sporting Kansas City 2 currently in the cellar of the Western Conference standings. Could be that get-right game for Dynamo Dos, who are now winless in their last 4 games after tonight's contest. Back-to-back wins for the first time this season for Real Monarchs. Like the energy and the effort, though, still that Dynamo Dos is producing on the field. Not giving up in this game, still trying to create opportunities. Tip ball for Silva. Veros back to defend. Sandoval, the last goal scorer, loses possession. This deflects off the last goal scorers in Silva and Sandoval from last week's win against Portland. Sandoval, the player down. See his heel gets stepped on there, nothing malicious. Monarchs just trying to waste some more time off the clock. Someone set that set piece off. We're gonna have a yellow card now handed out to Flores.
When a yellow card caution has been issued to number 27 from Houston.
Ball goes down for the challenge. Excuse me, that's Romani that was called for the foul.
Your attention, please. The fourth official
his first yellow card.
There will be a minimum of 4 minutes added.
This is stoppage time added on. Omar Marquez set to take this free kick. Gonzalez with the left. P. Marquez right at the wall. Veros chipping it forward. Bulma overruns the ball. Sandoval. 3 different goal scorers tonight for Real Monarchs. Zambrano with a brace in the game. Wolf scoring in the 49th minute. He also had an assist in the game. And then Sandoval with the final goal coming in the 83rd minute. This ball played in the 6-yard box. Real Monarchs, this will be their 7th win of the season. They'll improve to 32 points on the year. For Dynamo Dos, it will be their 10th loss of the year. Well, the only thing that remains for Real Monarchs is to close it out with a big goose egg on the scoreboard for Dynamo Dos for their first clean sheet of the season. Another yellow card handed out, and this will go to Omar Marquez.
Your attention, please. The 90-minute+3 yellow card caution has been issued to number 40.
Foul there by Marquez. Foul here this time for Real Monarchs against called against Owen Anderson. Different players that could very well be man of the match here tonight for Real Monarchs. Tyler Wolf with goal and assist, and Zambrano with a brace. His first goals in MLS Next Pro as Boma tried to whip that ball in. Sandoval with back-to-back weeks with a goal. Doing a good job between the sticks. Now Real Monarchs just pushing forward with a chance to close out the evening. Correa. Looking for Maximus Jennings. And there is the whistle to close out the game. Real Monarchs go on the road, and they get their 7th win of the season, their first back-to-back wins of the season, and their first clean sheet of the season. 3 different goal scorers in Zambrano, Wolf, and Sandoval tonight for Real Monarchs. So a tough one to choose from the man of the match. But our man of the match tonight, Marcos Zambrano, in his 2nd game with Real Monarchs, getting a brace. Beautiful ball played in on the set piece by Masalas, a diving header for Zambrano for his first goal of the game. He would not be done yet. How about this? Marquez springing the counter. Marquez playing the ball out wide to Wolf, cuts across. Zambrano taps it in with ease, as Real Monarchs get their 7th win of the season and now move up to 6 in the Western Conference standings. Up next for them Sunday, they host LAFC for Dynamo Dos on the road next Sunday, taking on Sporting Kansas City. That game will kick at 1 p.m. Eastern. But for our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Josh Toll. Once again, our final score, Real Monarchs 4, Dynamo Dos 0. Don't forget you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Thank you and good night.
For everything.
Written consent of Major League Soccer.